Hey, welcome back. My name is Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about Uzan Policy's 1983 film, Sugarcane Alley. More specifically, we'll be looking at this idea of sacrifice. Colonialism and neocolonialism both cause a lot of sacrifice. Not on their part, mind you, on the part of the natives. Those who, in particular, don't really have a lot to sacrifice. Today I'm going to analyze a couple characters from the film and explain how they exemplify this idea of sacrifice. But before we get to that, why don't we talk about our director, Uzan Policy. Uzan Policy, born January 13th, 1958, is a Martinican film producer, director, and screenwriter. Since 1983, she's been responsible for multiple film and television projects, with her latest work being 2011's Mowgli. Since kicking off her career in the early 80s, she has been awarded multiple awards, nominations, and accolades, including being the first woman and black female director to win a French Oscar in 1984. Her work explores themes of race, gender, and politics, all starting back from 1983 with her film Sugarcane Alley. Okay, so it's 1930s, we're in Martinique, and we follow a young boy named Jose. We follow Jose and his grandmother Martine as they live and work in a sugarcane field owned by the French. We follow these two as they try to set up a good future for Jose, despite being a young, poor black man in a world made for rich white men. Martine tries to get Jose a good education, and Jose tries everything he can to stay in school and gain that education despite all of the factors that are keeping him from succeeding. Like the French school system making him pay an exorbitant amount to go to school despite being at the top of his class. And this is why I wanted to touch on sacrifice for this film. Martine, despite her old age and her chronic illness, she does everything she can to try and support Jose. Not only does she work in the sugarcane fields, but she also works other odd jobs just to make any kind of money that she can to properly clothe Jose for school. She's the one that puts food on the table. Martine is also the sole person who's responsible for raising Jose correctly. Again, in her old age, she should be relaxing, or at least in a perfect world she could. But due to neocolonialism, she can't. She's working her fingers to the bone, she's fighting tooth and nail against a system that's rigged against her to make this future for Jose, and it is only at the very end of the film, when Jose finally has this opportunity, a solid path to his future, where he can live a better life than her, does she allow herself to pass away. Her life was dedicated to work, was dedicated to Jose. That lifestyle didn't leave a lot of room for her, did not leave a lot of room for what Martine wanted apart from helping Jose. And that sacrifice, her heart hurt, her lungs hurt, her hands, her feet hurt. She worked all day. But it was worth it to support Jose. If it wasn't for living in this colonized land where her and her ancestors were brought against their will, then she would be able to live filled with joy and happiness and freedom with her family. But instead, the time that she had remaining on this earth was spent fighting for Jose, fighting for the future of her people. And that's just not right. She should not have to be in that position where she leads this miserable life. She should be able to live a happy, worry-free life with her family, but she can't. Then there are other characters who symbolize sacrifice, like Mr. Mendouz, Leopold, the mixed boy, who sacrificed his life and freedom by stealing the ledger that proves the natives were not being paid properly. Colonialism makes natives sacrifice. Makes them sacrifice money, makes them sacrifice their home, makes them sacrifice time, makes them sacrifice themselves. And this is such an unnecessary evil that I think this movie is just trying to show us. Audiences need to know that there are people out there who spend their entire lives just trying to survive, using what little strength they may or may not have to support their family and their loved ones, only to die in the end only with just a little bit of hope that those who come after them can live a better, happier life. That's just not how things should be. And it's this that I think Yuzon Policy is trying to show us. And I gotta give her kudos, because as an audience member, this film is very effective. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the film. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I'll see you again next week.